Have you ever looked at yourself in the mirror and wondered, where have I gone? The years have passed. Life has been busy, filled with duties, responsibilities, and sacrifices for others, causing you to gradually fade into the background. There was a time when you shone brightly, walked with confidence, carrying your own gentle elegance and refinement. But then, somehow, you started dressing for convenience, putting on makeup for social reasons, and living just to meet expectations instead of to express yourself. That feeling hurts deeply, not because you're no longer young, but because you feel unseen. Whether you're with friends or in a crowd, you still feel invisible, swallowed by noise and passing glances. Some days you wish someone would recognize the beauty that once lived in you, not because of the makeup or the dress, but because of the presence and grace that made you memorable, with just a glance or a soft smile. But then, an important truth is revealed. Elegance is not something you lose with time. It's something you can completely choose again. It doesn't depend on age, appearance, or status. You don't need a fat wallet, a luxury wardrobe, or to live among fancy parties. The only thing you need is a decision to live differently deeply, intentionally, with self-respect, knowing that true value comes from how you show up each day. And the miracle is this elegance doesn't come from a glamorous moment, but from the quiet habits you repeat every day. Let's explore 9 small but powerful habits that will awaken the elegant woman who's always existed inside you, starting with how you care for yourself. 9 quiet habits that create elegant charisma. Habit 1, self-care grooming. The silent signal of self-respect. Elegance doesn't start with an expensive dress or designer shoes. It begins with the smallest, quietest things, how you care for yourself every day. In a fast-paced world where women juggle so much, it's easy to let careful hair grooming or neat nails become unnecessary. Yet, amid the busyness, taking a few moments to tend to yourself sends a powerful message: I am worthy. I deserve to be loved, starting with myself. Grooming is not about elaborate makeup or flashy styling. It's about neatness, moisturized skin, gently brushed hair, tidy nails, clean and fragrant clothes, and fresh breath. These seemingly simple acts deeply impact your spirit and presence. When you step out the door looking put together, even just for a quick errand or a walk in the park, you not only signal to the world that you value yourself, but you remind yourself that you are alive, radiant, and have so much beauty to give. Especially after 50, when skin loses its youthful glow and hair starts to change color. Caring for yourself becomes an act of healing, not to cling to youth, but to nurture self-esteem and self-love. Every gentle touch of hand cream on dry skin, every stroke of combing your hair before stepping out, says to your body, I see you, I appreciate you, I will care for you like a dear friend. And the magic is that others feel it too. They may not remember what you wore, but they will recall your gentle gaze, your confident stride, the subtle fragrance when you smile hello. It all starts with this quiet yet powerful self-care. Grooming doesn't take much time, but it demands presence. Not to impress others, but to look at yourself and say, I am still beautiful, I am still authentic, and I am not neglecting myself. When self-care becomes a habit, elegance doesn't have to be forced. It naturally radiates from you gently, confidently, and irresistibly. And once you've laid this solid foundation of self-respect through grooming, let's move on to habit 2, dressing intentionally, where your outward appearance begins to speak your respect for yourself. Habit 2, dressing with intention. You walk into a room. Before you say a word, eyes glance over you. They may not notice the brand of the clothes you wear, but they sense something: neatness, subtle elegance, or the warmth and confidence you radiate. Because clothing is not just about covering the body. It tells a story about you, about what you value, and about how you want to move through life. Many think dressing well means following trends or investing in luxury items. But dressing with intention isn't about price. It's about how well you understand yourself. You choose to wear what makes you feel comfortable, kind to your skin, gentle on your current figure, and respectful of the person you are now, not the person you once were. After 50, the body changes. You may no longer fit into that tight dress that once made you feel alluring, but that doesn't mean you're any less beautiful. On the contrary, it's time to redefine beauty with maturity, experience, and the inner light you carry. Soft fabrics like silk, cotton, and cashmere gently embrace your body without showiness, creating a sense of fit and tenderness. Muted tones like beige, olive, dusty blue, or lavender can brighten your complexion without needing heavy makeup. Dressing with intention also means noticing small details. A wrinkle-free shirt, straight seams, a neckline that's not too low so you can comfortably lean in to chat and support loved ones. A delicate silk scarf, simple earrings, or clean shoes all contribute to your aura. Not flashy, but perfectly balanced. And perhaps most importantly, you dress for yourself. Not to impress, not to hide your age, but so that when you look in the mirror, you smile. This is me, gentle, present, and whole. A woman who dresses with intention needs no words. Her subtlety comforts others because they see someone who doesn't try to shine, yet still glows in her own way. And once you master your outward appearance with conscious choices, let's explore the next habit where true elegance is tested, how you respond when things don't go as planned. The art of staying calm and grounded amid adversity. Habit 3, grace under pressure, staying calm when facing challenges. Anyone can appear graceful when everything is going smoothly, when the meal is served on time, when neighbors smile warmly, when family members show kindness through gentle gestures. But when things start to go awry, when the waiter brings the wrong dish, when someone speaks insensitively, or when you're misunderstood in a conversation, that's when your true character reveals itself. Staying calm doesn't mean suppressing your emotions. It's not silence to endure, nor pretending not to care. Staying calm is a conscious choice to respond to life with clarity rather than reacting in confusion or anger. It's a brief moment sometimes, just a few seconds enough for you to pause, breathe, and ask yourself, will this reaction bring regret? Who do I want to be in this situation? My instinctive self or my composed self? A graceful woman does not shout in anger. She does not deliver sarcasm when offended. She doesn't need to win an argument to prove a point. Her calmness is her strongest statement that no one and nothing outside has the right to control her inner energy. She understands that immediate resistance often brings short-term satisfaction, but long-term consequences, loss of respect, wounds left behind, and most importantly, a loss of inner peace. In contrast, calmness allows her to uphold her values and spread safety to those around her. Even when facing rudeness or misunderstanding, she chooses dialogue over confrontation, truth over fleeting emotion. No one is born able to stay calm amid adversity. It's a habit, a practice, and a gift you give yourself each time you step back instead of rushing into the storm. And from that, you move forward with a silent strength, not from muscle or power, but from the steadiness of heart and mind. When you master your reactions, you are not only graceful, you become steady and trustworthy. After mastering calmness in adversity, a graceful woman possesses another special quality. She knows when to speak and when to remain silent, the art of discretion and self-respect. Let's explore this next. Habit 4, maintaining privacy discretion. In the age of social media, quick phone chats, and coffee table conversations, privacy seems increasingly rare, sometimes even considered strange. But precisely because of this, a woman who knows how to be discreet radiates a unique, elegant aura, not because she is mysterious or fake, but because she deeply understands one thing. Not everything you know needs to be said. Not everyone who listens deserves to be shared with. Some matters need a safe place to be kept. Some feelings only need to be understood by yourself. Elegance begins when you do not use words as weapons or personal stories to buy fleeting attention. An elegant woman does not air her marital problems to outsiders, nor does she bring family sorrows to the dinner table, nor does she hastily share financial, health, or disagreements just to relieve temporary emotions. because she knows once a personal story leaves her lips, it no longer belongs to her. Maintaining privacy does not mean isolation. It means choosing carefully who is truly trustworthy to listen. It means respecting your own life story, not turning it into a commodity exchange for shallow sympathy. As you mature, you understand more. Some things heal faster when kept rather than dissected. A discreet woman makes others feel safe beside her. They don't fear judgment, nor worry that their words will be spread. She knows how to listen without prying. She knows how to share just enough without hurting herself or others. In that selective silence, she creates space for others to be themselves and preserves her own refined identity, unpretentious. And if someone asks, what does she think? What has she been through? No one will know all the answers. But that only makes her more captivating, because elegance is not about revealing everything, but knowing how to keep the best parts for yourself, for your true loved ones, and for peace of mind. After mastering the art of graceful discretion, the woman goes even further. She not only keeps silence at the right moments, but also knows how to speak with finesse, so her words become marks of her character. Let's move on to the next habit, the art of conversation of an elegant woman. Habit 5, speak kindly and thoughtfully. Kind and thoughtful speech in a noisy world. People often fall into the habit of speaking quickly, hastily, saying things before fully thinking. But for an elegant woman, every word she utters is not just sound. It is presence, choice, and a subtle touch left in the hearts of those she meets. She understands that words don't just convey information, they carry energy, positive or negative, healing or hurting. Such a woman does not gossip behind others' backs. She does not turn conversations into a place to vent anger or compete silently. She refuses to engage in judgmental chatter, knowing that gossip not only wounds others, but also erodes her own character. Instead of discussing others' faults, she skillfully changes the subject. We don't know the whole story. Let's talk about something more positive. A gentle phrase, yet enough to shift the atmosphere and assert her stance without causing discomfort. When hearing someone complain about life, she neither denies their difficulties nor forces false optimism. Instead, she gently invites, "That sounds really tiring, but is there anything that makes you feel lighter?" Her words show understanding, without judgment or pretense, simply a safe space for others to be themselves. Even when disagreements arise, she remains calm, not harsh, not using words as weapons. She knows a harsh word can shatter years of built trust. Instead, she chooses patience, sincerity, and knows when to speak and when to hold back. What people remember about her isn't flowery language, but the comfort they feel when leaving a conversation. It's the gentle look she gives when listening. It's how she chooses words as if picking flowers to gift carefully, warmly and never hastily. And it is through her way of speaking that people sense her inner self, a soul that doesn't need to appear smart or stand out, but always puts kindness first. In an age where words are wasted, a woman who chooses her words as carefully as her face is someone who knows exactly what she offers the world. After mastering kind and thoughtful speech, what else does she do when no one is watching? The answer lies in a quality often overlooked but foundational to grace self-restraint. Habit 6. Self-restraint. Self-restraints, these two words may sound rigid and dry, but they are the root of the grace of an elegant woman. In a world that encourages instant gratification, where people easily express emotions impulsively, speak hastily, and act without pause, self-restraint is a manifestation of profound composure. It is not about forcing oneself into silence or suppressing the joy of living. On the contrary, it is the ability to remain steady, never losing grace even when no one is watching. A woman who knows self-restraint doesn't need to empty her glass to feel interesting. She knows her limits not out of fear of judgment, but because she wants to keep clarity for herself. She understands that a touch of dreaminess can be charming, but drunkenness only dulls the radiance she has carefully nurtured. She chooses to sip just enough, speak in moderation, and listen more than she speaks. She doesn't rush to prove herself or grab the spotlight, for her calmness is what makes her stand out. Her self-restraint extends beyond parties into everyday behavior, from not interrupting when others speak to knowing when to step away from a heated argument. She doesn't compete for attention. With a loud voice, she ensures her opinion is heard through preparation and the weight of her words, not volume. She avoids emotional traps, no harsh criticism, no long complaints, no hasty reactions to sarcasm. She chooses serenity because she understands I cannot control the world, but I can control myself. This doesn't make her rigid or distant. On the contrary, it makes her a stable anchor amid chaos. People trust her because she keeps her word, preserves others' dignity, and most importantly, maintains boundaries for herself. Like a beautiful piece of music that needs silence to shine, elegance requires self-restraint to radiate quietly but deeply. And in those simple moments when she chooses to leave the table at the right time, declines something she doesn't truly need, or doesn't react when misunderstood, she shows her greatest power from within. A beauty that doesn't need to boast, but lets others feel it naturally. When you hold on to yourself, you are not only beautiful in others' eyes, but also preserve your dignity, mindfulness, and the radiance of a woman who truly understands her worth. And in the end, what makes a woman elegant is not only how she faces herself, but also how she treats those who bring her no benefit. Habit 7. Kindness without motive. There is a kind of elegance deeper than any silk dress or polished words, unconditional kindness. A truly elegant woman is not only beautiful in how she appears, but also in how she treats those who bring her no benefit. In a world where every action is easily perceived as calculated, unconditional kindness is almost a rare act, but that is exactly why it shines so brightly. When a woman smiles at the street cleaner, slows down a step to hold the door for an elderly person, or simply looks into the eyes of a server and sincerely says, "Thank you," she performs a small act with the power to touch hearts. The value doesn't lie in the act itself, but in the energy she sends out. It is not mechanical politeness. It is a form of presence fully there in every moment, choosing to warm others' hearts with simple gestures, not to be loved or recognized, but because she understands that kindness is part of dignity. This grace is especially evident in small details when she compliments a stranger on the street, simply because she sees beauty, when she listens without interrupting, even if she knows she's right, or when she listens to someone hurting without offering unsolicited advice. She is not kind to prove superiority, but because, to her, everyone deserves respect. This kindness does not make her weak, on the contrary. It is a sign of inner strength. The weak use harsh words to overpower others. The strong use gentleness to soften hearts. She knows that making someone feel seen and heard can sometimes change their entire day, even their life. No one remembers all the clothes you wear. No one holds on to all the words you said. But people always vividly remember how it felt to be with you. And if that feeling is peace, safety, and respect, then you are not just an elegant woman, you are someone who leaves a mark on others' hearts. And the best part, kindness requires no conditions of age, status, or circumstance. Anyone can start today, from a small action, from an open heart, because in the end, elegance is not about how you impress others, it's about how you make them feel when they are near you. Habit 8. Quiet confidence. There is a type of confidence that needs no introduction, no loud words, no flamboyant walk. It is quiet confidence, a presence that draws attention even when you make no effort to attract it. An elegant woman doesn't need to raise her voice, boast about achievements, or try to be someone else. She simply needs to be whole, steady, and peaceful. Quiet confidence is the result of a long journey, a journey of understanding yourself, accepting yourself, and no longer needing anyone's permission to be who you truly are. It is not based on appearance, achievements, or comparison. Such a woman might not be the most attractive person in the room, but she is the one who makes others feel most drawn because she radiates calm. A feeling that says, "I need nothing from you. I come as I am." You recognize this confidence in the way she walks slowly, unhurried, in her eyes steady, but never imposing, in her smile gentle, enough to make others feel comfortable and unjudged. No boasting, but no avoidance either. She doesn't apologize for existing, nor does she try to prove anything. This is the beauty of inner freedom. What's special is that this confidence doesn't come from outside. It comes from having gone through enough doubts, disappointments, and judgments to finally sit with yourself and understand I am enough. When you stop overdoing it, when you no longer chase others' gazes, you begin to attract them naturally. And the best part, this confidence doesn't demand youth. It doesn't require a perfect figure. It doesn't require you to be anyone in the eyes of the world. It only asks that you be honest with yourself and accept that your journey is unique. You stop comparing. You stop asking for permission. You just live fully aware of your own worth. From this quiet place, an elegant woman steps forward not as anyone else, but as her true self, full of presence, without needing to compete, yet silencing others with her mere being. Because in the end, elegance is not about what you say, it's whether you need to say anything at all, and people still listen. That is confidence, quiet, yet impossible to ignore. Habit 9, caring for your living space, curated living space. An elegant woman expresses her grace not only through her appearance, words, or gestures, but also through the space she calls home. Because a home, whether large or small, is a silent extension of the soul. It reveals how we live, how we think, and most importantly, how we treat ourselves. After 50, as life slows down and the outside chaos no longer dominates your concerns, your living space becomes sacred. It is not just a shelter, but a place of healing, a place to restore energy, a place where you can be truly yourself without makeup, without pretense. Caring for your living space doesn't mean investing extravagantly or chasing trendy aesthetics. Rather, it is a conscious, careful, and loving choice. A simple chair placed by the window to catch the morning sun, a small vase of fresh flowers changing with the seasons, a neatly arranged bookshelf filled with your favorite books, a framed picture on the wall that holds precious memories. Every small detail, no matter how humble, whispers, I deserve beauty, peace, and the feeling of being welcomed right within my own sanctuary. When you enter a space that has been thoughtfully cared for, even if simple, you sense the presence of its owner. There is calm in the soft light, order in the arrangement, gentleness in the subtle scent of a candle or a cup of hot tea. That space doesn't need to be showy. It just needs to be right for you. And over time, this not only nourishes your soul, but also shapes the way you step out into the world steady, strong within, unshaken by external turmoil. A woman who tends to her living space usually knows how to nurture her inner self as well. She understands that inner peace begins with outer tidiness, and every small corner kept in order is a silent affirmation I choose to live with dignity. Your living space is the foundation for elegance. It's not for others to admire. It's for you, the only one truly living in it, to feel relief, serenity, and to be yourself. When we were young, we often thought elegance was something distant, luxurious dresses, sparkling lights, or admiring glances from others. But as we grow older, through years full of challenges and awakening, we come to realize elegance is not about impressing others, but about showing respect for yourself. It's the way you comb your hair in the morning, even if no one sees. It's the moment you choose silence instead of hurtful words. It's when you know to step back from the noise and return to peace. Elegance is not found in what you wear, but in the energy you carry, a gentle energy, yet strong enough to let others feel kindness, calmness, and a heart that doesn't need to compete with the world. You don't need to be a perfect woman. You just need to be yourself, whole, serene, and authentic. Whether you are 45 or have crossed into your 75th year, the journey to elegance always begins with a small choice to live consciously, to love yourself, and to become the best version of yourself you have always dreamed of. If this video touched your heart, if it reminded you of the gentle part within yourself that you may have forgotten, please leave a like, a comment, or subscribe to the channel. Because maybe you will be the inspiration for another woman, helping her believe that elegance is not about age or status, but about a listening heart and gentle presence in every ordinary moment. Thank you for being here. See you in the next videos where we nurture beauty from within together.